We're here with my boys. Talk about the European Cup, what it means to us. We're just chilling in our backyard. It's a little bright today, but so tomorrow's the big game.
Yeah.
What's it mean to you guys?
Italy versus England.
What's it mean to you?
Well, to start, pretty much everything. It's a family tradition to watch soccer. I've always been a baseball kid and said that baseball was the greatest sport ever, but after losing Grandpa almost a year ago, now watching Italy win and knowing what it meant to him and to you as his son, and it's grown on me, and I realize now the passion for the game that people have, and our family. Look at what has brought us together. Now we've been going to the club and cheering for them, so it's very exciting, and it means a lot more than just soccer. It's family, so very exciting stuff.
I'm getting throwback feelings to when Italy was in the World Cup final. As a kid, I still remember where I was sitting, how I was sitting like this during the penalty kicks, and I was so scared and so nervous, and I felt that especially against Spain. I wasn't able to be with you guys during the game, but I took a break from work. I said, I'm going on a break. I didn't tell them for how long or when. I sat in my car, and it was same seating position, couldn't wait, and just full of emotion when they won and knew that they had the opportunity to go to the final. It means a lot.
Yeah.
It means a lot.
How about you, Luca? You're the baby of the bunch.
I'll tell you, when we went to those PKs, man, I've never been under that much stress in my life.
Yeah.
My heart was racing, blood pressure was through the roof. The tension in the Italian-American club was crazy.
Yeah. What do you think about, why do you think that tension is so high when we're watching soccer? I mean, I know what I feel about it, but why do you guys think it's like no other sport? I mean, it's one thing to wait for the big home run. It's one thing to wait for a great pass for a touchdown or a 45, 50-yard field goal to win the game. But what is it about soccer and the goal that makes people go so crazy and exert so much passion when it happens?
I think it's because first, anything in the game can happen. It can switch at any moment in time where someone can get a lead and just take it and score. So I feel like that's where the excitement and anticipation and constant nervousness is. But the goal, I can't even explain it. It's just that you see it coming, you feel it inside, and when it happens, it's like almost a relief and just like they did it. Even though it's not you, it's like we did it. We did it. We're going.
Yeah, you're part of it.
It's the simplicity too with soccer, and like to go into penalty kicks is a whole different story. But in general, watching the games, what it means to us, like watching all the games with you, and sipping coffee at halftime, and it's a family environment. The simplicity of just the ball in your foot, it's anyone can do it. Like I said, just the simplicity of it, and understanding that everyone does it, anyone can do it.
It's like a magical game of keep away.
Yeah.
Keep the ball away. I mean, we saw it with Spain, right? So if we talk about the games, Spain is like the ultimate at keeping possession.
Yeah.
Italy is the ultimate defending team when it needs to be. This whole tournament, they've been pressing, they've been scoring. But if you notice against Spain, they went into that catenaccio mode, which basically means like the lock. It means like a deadbolt. It means locking it all down, and you could see them doing that. Against England, though, I think it's going to be very interesting because you got two different styles of play. You got a fast-paced type of English Premier League, and you have a tactical, strategic play like in Serie A. Although Roberto Mancini hasn't really been playing in that fashion, the beauty of the soccer is they can do both with Italy.
Yeah.
So I think that's what's going to be interesting to watch. Who do you think Italy really needs to watch on England? Who are the players?
Well, you got to start with Sterling and then Kane as well. Kane's been their goal scorer. I think he has, is it 6 now or 6 or 7
Yeah,
goals? He's got the record of goals for them, and Sterling's just fast. Even in overtime, he was still putting on the boosters and running. That guy is a monster. So definitely stop those two in the front, and the Italian defense. That's what we're known for. So they're gonna have to put in the works on those two guys and lock it down.
Kane and Sterling have to get through Bonucci and Chiellini.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is, those are our guys too.
Yeah.
We've always been a defensive team, but especially having Chiellini back too after losing him, he looks good.
Well, they go ahead.
I was going to say England may have a hard time getting the ball to those guys just because of the way Italy has had more control over the field this tournament than I've ever seen them have.
Yeah.
When I watched the first game, I was like, we may actually win.
Yeah, we look really good.
we look the. I know it's our team, and I know we may be a little bit biased, but it's the best soccer I've seen played in a long time.
Yeah.
In a long time. So I think they're gonna have trouble just getting the ball to those guys on England.
Yeah, at least the best Italian soccer. I mean, they've evolved so much. You were going to say something?
No.
You weren't?
No.
You sure? You want to say? That's your cue to say something.
It's the diversity of the team, right? They used to just pull from one team and seeing guys from different areas, especially in Napolitans. Like, you love to see Insigne score and Di Lorenzo lock down in the defense, and things like that just make you happy, especially knowing where the passion comes from.
But you make a good point, right? So if you look back to Italian soccer, a lot of times they would pull from some of the best teams, whether it be like Juventus, Milan, or Inter back in the day. But this team has 9 teams represented from Syria, which is great. I mean, you talk about a diverse lineup. It's really Mancini pulling from the best, which is the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And so I think he's done a fabulous job. I knew, I did some predicts early, and in the round of 16, I thought we might meet Ukraine. We met Austria. That was a coming out game for us because the previous 3 games were somewhat easy.
Yeah.
Then I knew we'd get to Belgium because I thought we'd both win our groups. I thought we'd face France, but they fell off quick. But but the way Spain played, man, we had, to me, that had all elements of a final in it. That one as well as Belgium.
Yeah.
And now we face England in Wembley. What do you think the home field advantage is going to be for England, Luca, and Wembley? It's one of the biggest stadiums for soccer. I think it's over 80,000 people.
It's huge. I think that England's going to be loud, but when it comes to Italy, I don't think it matters. I don't think the noise matters because they know how to cancel that out and focus. And us Italians, when we get passionate, especially because we're in a final, there's no stopping us. No matter what comes, no matter what anybody says, no matter how loud the crowd is, there's no stopping us. It's soccer.
Yeah.
The fans can be as loud as they want, but that can't change the game when it comes to Italians. It won't distract us.
And I think even though the stadium may be loud for England, I think Italy knows that the world is going to be loud for them.
No, that's a very good point. I've seen a lot of things on social media that shows the world rooting for Italy.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter, right?
No.
It just matters what's going on the field. So I think it's going to be a great match. I do think playing in Wembley is going to give England some extra momentum. Home field advantage always does. We know that. We've seen it in sports here in the United States. We've seen it in international play. We've seen it in Serie A, English Premier League. It definitely matters. So I think back to all the championships Italy's won, 4 World Cups. I've been blessed to see 2 with my dad. Now you saw one with me, one with Grandpa, and we haven't won a European Cup since 1968. So when you think about England, though, they haven't won a major tournament since 1966. It's like 55 years ago. So they're going to be hungry, but will they be hungry enough? That's going to be the thing.
Yeah, this game's huge for them as much as it is for us. Like Antonio was saying earlier, we have a bias. We're Italian, so we're gonna root for our team. And I mean, we've all said like from the beginning how good we thought they looked, and then the first round they didn't really, they kind of bullied everyone and pushed through them, and then Austria handed it to us. And I was always afraid of Belgium. They were ranked number 1, but it seemed to be like we actually played like the Italians we know we are against Belgium, and then maybe underrated Spain a little bit. So they need to come out against England like they know they can play. If we play like Italian national team that we know how to play like, I think we have a good chance to win.
Yeah, and I still go back to, I've said this before on other broadcasts about Italy always seems to play well when they're facing controversy. 1982, I'll bring it up again, they had this player betting scandal. So they, Pirozzi was the guy who got the golden boot for Italy, 6 goals in 82. He was suspended 2 years prior. They come into 82, they win the World Cup. 2006, referee scandal with managers. Team comes into 2006, wanting to prove a point, they win the World Cup. This time, it's all about not making the World Cup in 2018 and really being able to prove to the world that Italian soccer is back. And so I think that's what's driving this team the most. I think I never make predictions on if Italy's going to win or not.
Yeah.
I always say we have a great chance. In my first broadcast, I showed them going to the final. I actually showed them going to the final against Portugal, but Portugal got out early. England was always a favorite on that side of the bracket. A lot of things changed. So, they were an underdog, but here we are. So I'm not going to make any predictions, but I think we have a great chance of holding up the cup for the first time since '68, and it's the 13th. It's the 13th European Cup since we last won, and Italy has 33 straight wins. So let's hope they get to 34.
Yeah.
All right, boys. So to Grandpa, to Italy, Forza Italia. All right, everybody. We'll see you wherever you're watching the game tomorrow. It doesn't matter. We're all Italian tomorrow. So we're going to root for the blue, the Azzurri, and we're very excited. So we come together as one tomorrow. Forza Italia.
Forza
Forza
Italia.
Italia.